It's early and it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning. I've done my training. We're quite well ahead with the work on the boat thanks to the weather and some preparation before we came in dry dock. So it's time for a walk. It's time for a little bit of an indulgence. You can come along or simply scroll away. It's up to you, but don't fly away. No, don't fly away. Stay with me. This is going to be an interesting one. Insights. Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We are down on the Erewash Canal. We are currently in dry dock at Mills's Dockyard for boat blacking and other maintenance. Down here with Diesel and Levi and my beautiful wife. And while this has been nothing short of a fantastic experience that all of us have been looking forward to, it's time to take a little walk, a bit of a muse, a bit of a deep dive into you, because you've expressed a desire in the comments down below of all places, and to give up the life of dreary bricks and mortar and embrace a far simpler life, what I call the gentle life. So what's the perfect life? What's the perfect boat life for you? Come with me and let's converse in the comments down below. And for those of you that haven't subscribed to the channel, 71% of you, hit the button now. Wow, it's so great to be back down here on the Erewash. Very busy, got CRT out, a lot of construction going off locally, a lot of work going off in the marina. So yeah, all looking good. Last time I came down here to walk the dogs, after I left Sawley, it's 2019 if I'm not mistaken. So that's the last time I brought my boat into dry dock down here on the Erewash. So those of you that know will know that we've recently done work down here, here along this stretch. We've been doing work up here at the junction. So there's been one or two comments on the channel recently about adopting the life. It's got its ups and downs like every other thing in life. But here's the rub. So I got up this morning. I'm on holiday. I'm having some time off work. I got up this morning and it was just nice and gentle, relaxed. Went outside the boat, one conversation started, then another conversation started, and then I saw two people that I've not seen since, when was it? Back end of 2023. Picked up the same conversation that we were having. No, actually no, it was 2024. It was last summer. It was last May. So it was May 2024. We're in dry dock currently. They're coming in dry dock after us, Conrad and Pam. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet them on the Friday down at the junction here on the Erewash, and we're going to have a drink. Okay? And then this morning again, Liam, who's got a boat at Sawley Marina, did the welding on the boat, put the anodes on. He's retired. He's on about wanting to find a little bit of a plot of land. We got talking about all things Sawley and all things narrowboats and whatever. So what I'm trying to say to you is, what I am saying to you is that this community is absolutely incredible. We don't twitch curtains here. You know, we help one another. And like I said at the beginning, there are problems. Marinas are not exactly the best places to be in. You know, it's best to be out on the cut. It's best to be out and about, doing your thing and enjoying yourself. Don't let anybody bring you down. If you're going to come onto this life, seek out what I call the gentle life, and you will not go far wrong. You really won't. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, back on the Erewash, and that's a lovely job. Nice paintwork. You may have seen that in the last video. You ready, Levi? Come, mate. reduced to a stick because he lost his last ball in the Trent yesterday. That just seems to get bigger and bigger every time I come down here. Robert Walker, 1958 to 2014. It's quite the tribute. If there's someone watching that can spread a little bit more light on what actually happened, I'm sure there'll be a lot of boaters on here that appreciate that. Every boat's got a story to tell. That boat's got a story to tell. Really nice. Oh, that never got sorted then. Oh well, there was a barricade around this time last year. Obviously earmarking it for repair. But it's like everything else on the system at the moment. It's just not happening. So Levi knows his ball went in the water and he's looking for it, believe it or not. So I'm at the Trent Canal Cranfleet Cut, SPC6. We're having a bit of a debate about HS2 and how those ghastly precast units are just blighting the landscape. Here's a good example of a precast with brick slips. Well, not quite brick slips, but they are brick slips in a sense. But they come with the precast. Now, what's stopping HS2 from doing something like that? There isn't, is there? And that just finishes it off. You can see it there, look, as well. I'm not talking railways on a canal video, am I? But it's just an interesting point. And it'll probably be a mute point, but that's exactly my point. I think that looks really nice. That looks really nice. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Even with the power station in the background. Ex-power station. Now, as much as I love my life on the canals, and I've been talking about it, there are a few things that discourage me. And it's things like this, the posts. You can see it here at Cranfleet. Now, my boat has been down here when it's been in flood, a little bit further up, but still in flood, and it happens really quickly. It's not so distressing to me because I think I consider myself quite calm in these situations, but it can affect other people, and indeed it does. But if you think that it may affect you and you're worried about flooding, then look a little bit closer. I'm more kind of religiously now at Barton Marina, and the flood defence system and the control of the Trent and how it impacts the Trent and Mersey Canal is very well managed. So if you're considering a mooring and you're worried about flooding, particularly in the Midlands area, look no further than Barton Marina. It certainly works for me. I mentioned in a previous video when I was up at Sileby on the Grand Union Canal the ferocity of water. Well, Cranfleet Lock is important because it serves as a crucial navigation point on the River Trent. It connects the Erewash, where I'm currently moored, the Erewash Canal, and the River Soar to the Trent and Mersey Canal. It allows boats to bypass a section of the Trent, facilitating travel between the collieries and the Loughborough navigation. Built in 1797, the lock was later deepened in the late 19th century and is now a Grade 2 listed structure, and you can see why. Its historical significance is well known. The lock and its cut are a testament to the 18th century improvements made to the Trent navigation, and its original lockhouse is now a boat club. And no surprise then, to my right as I walk by, the flower arrangements quite clearly say NYC. If you'd like to know more about the lock construction and design, including its ashlar and brickwork and the wooden gates with metal reinforcements, then look no further than the Derbyshire County Council website and Historic England. And there you go then, one narrowboat either on its way to its mooring in this section or going down to the Beeston arm of the Nottingham Canal. I got the boat out here once, brought it through Trent Lock, brought it down here. Amazing. Going out onto the open Trent, absolutely amazing. I remember one year I came down here and I wanted just to come down here just for the experience when I first got the boat, and I brought it to here. And then what I did was I used the Trent that comes around the other side, the actual river Trent that's non-navigable. I used it to swing the boat round, and I held on to the rope at the bow of the boat, and my daughter was on the boat and she just put the tiller hard over, and I just swung the boat round. It was fantastic. I'll never forget it. I never even thought to vlog back then. I mean, I've been on 10 years and I've only been vlogging for just over 2 years. But as I've seen some of the comments come back on the channel recently about people wanting to adopt the life, it isn't always about vlogging. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's fine. I mean, I could have done it years ago when Country House Gent and all those other channels started doing it. But I think back then, I think we were very, very private and didn't really want anybody to know what our lives were, other than what they were before, I guess. But it's become more and more important to get the message across, because it's about diminishing returns, isn't it? You're seeing nothing for what you've got living in a house, and when you're out here, I mean, I've spent £3 on electric booking up in the last 7 weeks. I've hardly paid out any money for gas, so this is the place to be. And if it means getting the message across and this is the life that you want to adopt, go for it, because you won't regret it. And like I've said, there are many ups and downs in life. There are out here on the canals. If you go out on the cut, there'll be problems. If you stay in a marina, there may be problems. But just look for the right people, endear yourself, humble yourself. I guarantee you, those diminishing returns I just talked about, be few and far between. Come on, Levi. Let's go, mate. Come on. You know, it's very easy to get caught up in the trappings of some of these vloggers, these videos, these YouTube channels. But you know, weighing it up for yourself probably is the best way to go. As far as advice goes, I would suggest you hire a boat first, get a feel for it, and talk to the people on the system. People will give you advice. There will be much varied advice, and there are videos that say 10 reasons why you shouldn't buy a narrowboat. Don't watch them. Make your own mind up. Formulate your own opinion. And in case you missed it, and in the shadow of the Union Jack, there it is. A real nice floral arrangement with NYC. No, not New York City. We're not radical round here, you know. This is Nottingham Yacht Club, and is always typical with this rock. It's always tidy. There's never really any mess. It's well cared for, and just look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. Our Trish would absolutely love this flower bed. And yes, as I've mentioned previously, the lock was deepened, and the balance beams, wow, just look at this. Look as you go across. Yeah, the lock was deepened, but you don't really get the perspective from the video. You'd have to come down here or be on your boat to go in there. Like Kegworth Deep Lock, it's very intimidating, or can be if you're going through it for the first time. But it's just simply gorgeous down here, and if you find yourself down at Trent Junction down there on the Erewash, come on down here and take a look, or maybe even take your boat through. You won't regret it. And if these aren't buying signs to give you the incentive to buy a boat, I don't know what is. That's a really nice boat. This is a really nice boat. If you're single and you're starting out and you're trying to get on the property ladder, this is one way of starting. Boats this size are ideal, and they can spin anywhere around on the system, so you don't need a winding hole as such. You could spin that boat right here. So it's got all the convenience. Levi! It's got all the convenience of everything you need, and it's just the right length. It says, "Please don't take my garden, thank you." If you're referring to HS2, you've no need to worry about that now, it's not coming this way. This is what I mean about wide beams. So this is narrow, so back in the day that probably wouldn't have been there, that path, and the horse would probably have gone round to pull the boat. But what I'm saying is, on some of the structures, thankfully it's not happened here, these corners, these wide beams, when the canals are slightly richer in water, as you can see, look, it's quite, the levels have dropped, and it's all the way across the system at the moment here in 2025. They have a tendency to strike the bridges and displace the water as they're doing it, and it just can create a nightmare. And I think I've mentioned on the channel before, Bridge 9 on the Trent and Mersey over that way, one of these wide beams actually got stuck under the bridge, and it took, I think, something like 12 hours before it was successfully removed, and it backed the system up for miles, so people couldn't come up or down the navigation. So, and there's also a shortcut back to my boat that way via that bridge, but I'm opting to go down back under Cramfleet, cut down here under the railway bridge and back round. It's a nicer experience. I'm sure we've met this guy before. I can't remember who it is. I've spoken to him. I can't remember who he is. Never mind. Well, that was a nice look back over the last 10 years. Nice. Really is nice here. Water points everywhere, facilities everywhere. And for everything that you do and everywhere that you go on the system, if you are a boater, make sure you've got the right set of keys. I carry a Yale and some of the other British Waterway Canal and River Trust sets of keys. They're available on Amazon at fairly competitive prices. You can expect typically to pay anything from £3.45 upwards. Of course, you can't just walk into any shop and duplicate these, as they are specific keys and they have a security marking on them. But Nigel, I hear you ask, why are we in the toilet with you? Well, I just wanted to show you how clean the facilities were here down at Trent Junction. And typically they are always like this, always well stocked, always clean and well prepared. So yeah, it's actually a pleasure using them, and you will generally find this all the way across the system, because obviously you need a specific Yale key to get in. You're calling off, mate. Calling off. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Apparently 71% of you aren't subscribed or watching. What's all that about? Please do that now. Hit the like button, share button, and hit the bell for notification of future videos as they arrive on the channel. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all again in the next video. Take care.